decided to do go a little bit off the grid and do a natural reader review using their widget to see how the natural reader looks at web pages. So I'm in Chrome. I downloaded the widget, and what I was particularly interested in, I do instructional design for a school where we use web-based resources as resources for the students, and some of those web-based resources are not accessible by screen readers. Typically we use Wave to evaluate whether whether a website is accessible. But I thought it'd be useful and kind of interesting for me to see how a screen reader actually looks at a website that we would use as this is a real web page that we've used in a course. So I installed the widget, the Chrome widget in Chrome, and here are the settings. They're not as fancy as what you would get as all the options that you get in the downloadable tool, but you can adjust speed, lots of language, accent options. Actually, let me fit it back to here. Showing the reading text, which I like personally, just for my own use. And also, I slowed it down for myself, but maybe for this demo, I'll speed it back up. So there we go. Okay, so you can see already it jumps over stuff that's not readable, and that's useful to know. One thing that I wasn't wild about is that it's hard to jump. Like if you were for some reason wanted to skip to a certain section, it's a little tricky to do that. Where's the, oh crap. You can either use this drag tool, or you can use forward and back, which will go forward and back through from sentence to sentence. Yeah, so okay, so here's an example of an actual graphic that we want students to have access to, and the screen reader will just jump right over it. Let me see if I can show you that. Okay, I don't know if this is just the screen reader or all screen readers, but I find it troubling that it jumps over something, but it doesn't tell you that it jumped over something, which also is an interesting indicator for me as a person who's designing resources to supplement this graphic. This is the alternative text document that we create, and we give it a label, but we need to make sure that the label really does let them know, okay, this is for the graphic that was inserted between like paragraphs 5 and 6, whatever. I'm also going to use the screen reader to read the descriptive text and see whether it makes sense, and the sense that it makes matches the meaning of the graphics that we're providing an alternative text for. So anyway, I think it's, for me, an interesting tool to use to give me just sort of another angle on how someone with a visual impairment would approach these resources that we're using in the courses, and what are some of the issues. And it's, I guess I actually like the simplicity of it. At this moment, I don't see the need for more bells and whistles, but the speed, the different accents, the show reading on text, which is useful even for someone who's not doesn't have a visual impairment, but um, has another form of learning disability that could benefit from that for a tool for reading. Anyway, I give Natural Reader 2 thumbs up, um, and I just have that one concern. Like I said, it would be nice if it gave some kind of indication that it's jumping over something, so that so then the person using the tool can see if they can find the resource that matches it. Hope that's useful. Thank you.